Hello, hello, hello. It's Friday. Red's going live again. I have a hamburger and salad. And I didn't have time to put makeup on. I had a Dr. Ramani Zoom Q&A, and then I had a short, hi, Anthony. Rose is maybe going to be here. Okay. She ran out of quarters at the. I understand that. Hi, Anthony. Um, I'm going to do something now because I didn't have time to do it. I'm doing the little short of what. I didn't put myself on the TV, but that's okay. Um, I'm going to do my short of when I was cooking this. And I do it right before, so I started at like 20 after 12. So I do it, I cook it right before I go live. So grilled hamburgers and salad. I'm gonna just post this real quick and make sure. Yesterday I accidentally made it private and then I had to change it. And so maybe that will get some more people in here. I don't know. I'm going to try. Let's do TGIF. TGIF. See, yeah, I don't know why sometimes it gets set to private. I think if I schedule something, it gets set. Hey, David. Hi. Oh, you can't stay. That's okay, David. Hi, Ronald. Hello, hello, hello. So I'm uploading my short now of lunch. So go check that. No, don't leave here. If you're on a computer, you can leave this open and go check that out. But yeah, posting that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to post on Instagram. Just a second. I'm going to post my lunch on Instagram. See if this helps at all. Let's see. Hamburger and salad on my lunch live. Okay. Let's see. Okay. There I go. How is everybody doing? Hi, Wanderlust. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to play the doxology for you again. And then I'll sing it in case you don't know the words. But I grew up singing this in church every Sunday because I am Presbyterian. I'm Presbyterian again now. That is called the doxology. And I think we usually sing it like after the offering. Like they don't really even do an offering anymore. I guess because people like see it as so negative. Or they say like you can give online or you can put it in an envelope and put it in a box. But so they don't really like pass around the tray anymore, at least not at my church. But if you don't know the words, oh, okay. Oh, by the way, David, I realized today, so I had to real quick read in John chapter 2, and I'm in the chapter in the beginning of Jesus' ministry where he turns the water into wine. So it's kind of appropriate that David's at a bar. It's okay. As long as you don't have a problem, it's fine. So, and Jesus turned the water into wine, and that's what I'm going to read at the end of this live. So stay tuned. But if you don't know how the doxology goes, it goes like this. Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise him, all creatures here below. Praise him above, ye heavenly hosts. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Amen. Thanks for popping in, David. I really, really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. See you later. Okay, now I'm going to pray and eat my lunch. Dear Lord, thank you for this food and all the good things you give us. I pray you bless my friends, my YouTube friends, be with them all and keep them safe and watch over them. Let us seek you, Lord. Continue to heal my friends, Lori and her son, Alex and Lucretia. Continue to heal Arnie and his mom and guide us in our lives, Lord. I pray that you be with Roy and Becky as they're apart and Becky's working out things with her health and seeing doctors. And I just pray that all that goes well. And yes, Lord, I pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. And I'm going to pray again at the end. So, and if you have any prayer requests, you can drop them in the chat at any time. Oh, wow. Yeah, we were having that. And now it's finally stopped and it's nice out. Maryland, MD is Maryland, right? Having torrential thunderstorms this week, so connection is sketchy. Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. And we'll see you later, David. Yeah. I'm gonna eat. I was in a rush. I didn't put my olives in my artichoke hearts on my salad, but it's good like that. And I have avocado again because I ran to Target and I put a tomato and lettuce, and I put Swiss cheese on my burger. I have one without a bun that I might put. I kind of burned the bun. It was in the freezer, so I had to toast it. I did the thing where you scrape off the burned part. So I don't want to have a lot of bread anyways. So I could even have this without because the top is a little bit burnt, but I'm going to try and bite into this. Here I go. This could be messy. These burgers are from Target. They're Good and Gather. If anybody feels upset that I'm not boycotting Target like them, then they can boycott this channel and this live stream. That's how Red feels. Sorry. But yeah, no, sorry, not sorry. You ever get in a bad habit of saying sorry all the time? I used to be that way. I am that way sometimes. I forget. But sorry, not sorry. Welcome back, Rose. I'm back. Had to get gas before my adopted son leaves for the weekend. That's like my son. I call him my son. I'm just like, they're my boys, right? My son and his best friend from grammar school, he came by yesterday because my son went out of town again. He went camping and then went somewhere else. I don't know. But my other son, not my biological son, but Albert came by and got some of the food I made yesterday. So I don't have any even leftovers. And I didn't make a lot of chicken. So I sent him with some pasta and Alfredo sauce and asparagus. So, and he had the last piece of chicken. So, but I didn't have any leftover chicken because it was like 2.5 pounds of chicken. And so I did about a pound. And then I'm going to use the other pound of chicken for enchiladas next week. Oh. So really real adopted son. Okay. Yeah, it's the artichoke hearts in a jar, but I didn't get to putting those on. Mm. Didn't cook the burgers that long, but I think I could have got them off sooner because it's a little bit dry. But they were only on there like maybe 10, 12 minutes at the most. But my grill pretty much has one setting, which is pretty high. Because if I turn it down too low, it goes off. And anything fatty flares up. So the burgers, those ribs that I did that burned up, yeah. Yeah, we used to cook them. We used to have them and cook them and eat the leaves. You don't like the outside of the leaves are kind of hard, but they're good, and the hearts are softer and tender. I'll show you. I can put the olives and the artichoke hearts on my salad now and show you. But this burger is still good. It's not it's not burnt. It's just a little bit dry, but not too bad. It has everything on it, so that makes it less dry. I have lettuce and tomato and ketchup and mustard and mayonnaise. My tomato. Cream soda. It's good. 0 sugar. Oh, you know what I did? I forgot to light the candle. I have so much stuff I do now. I'm forgetting. Flames. Y'all are called flames. And that's appropriate. Red's flames. Welcome to Reds. I have a lighty up ball. See? I got that at Target too. I gave one like this to my grandbaby, I think, when I went. It was also from, yeah, it had the that's right, it had the princesses on it. Hey, Dan, how are you? Hi, how are you doing? Good to see you. I'm gonna get the olives and the artichoke. So these are what I get. They're usually with the olives and stuff, Rose. And these are the artichoke hearts, and they're good. They are good. And I like them on my salad. I like them just by themselves too. And they're low carb. So let's put 2 on there. But yeah, they're good. This is Reese brand over there. And then these are pearls, and they have blue cheese in them. I kind of like the Kamatara olives better. These are good too. I only have 2 left, I think. But whoops. Put these 2 in there. No, there's 3 left. Ah, well, there went that one. Oh, there's 4 left. They're buried down there in the 5-second rule. Oh, it's too late. It's too late. I'm going to get my olive off the floor. No. Okay, I'm going to rinse my olive off. These are really salty. Super salty. I rinsed it off. I don't know how good. I think they're low carb. They have net carbs 5 grams, but of course, Oh, a half a cup is now that's a big. I don't have a half a cup of these. A half a cup is a serving. So that's crazy. So there's a minimal amount of in a half a cup there's 5 grams of carbs and there's 1 gram of protein in a half a cup. So yeah. So I'm gonna cut up my hamburger, my other hamburger, to put on my salad. I have Swiss cheese on it. See, this part of the burger is kind of overdone and yeah, that part's a little burned. Yeah, the bottom of this burger. I'm glad I didn't see that. I'm glad I didn't put this one on the bun because the other one wasn't like this. I think this one's flared up more. I'm cutting the top off of it and putting it on my burger. Hey, Brenda. Yeah, I had one with bread, and I'm having this one without. I like hamburger salad. I like it on my salad. And I debated whether to have the bun or not. The buns are in the freezer, so I don't eat the bread that often. And I had to toast it, and so then it burned. And but I scraped the burned part off, and yeah, I'm putting this hamburger on my salad. Yeah. Artichoke has a different taste that is hard to describe, worth trying. It is also good in quiche and other egg dishes. Oh, I need to try it in quiche. I haven't made quiche in a while. I should make quiche. I don't know how things are going to go in Portugal. I think I'm still going to be able to go, but I still didn't talk to that person yesterday but everything is set up, so I think I'm just gonna go. Like when I went to Mexico, I mean, I did the things I needed to do, but I just like kind of freaked out because it said, do this 45 days before your trip. And I'm like, what? I didn't do this 45 days before my trip, but I hope it's okay because I just did it now. So I had anxiety and I was procrastinating. And I even had a person say, when I told them I was concerned about the money, but that's me having anxiety too. I was concerned about the cost. Then they were like saying I shouldn't go, and but I really think that person who said that was just kind of jealous. And I feel like I found out that this person, I didn't realize it, but then they said it. They have anxiety about flying too. I have anxiety about flying, but I still fly all the time. But not for that long a flight. So it's going to be different. So, yeah. As I always say, please pray for Red. Red's praying for you. And I'm hoping I should still be able to go because everything's all set up and paid for already. It's all set up and paid for. Oh. You had a burger. Oh yeah, I had the burger wrapped in Thanks for dropping in, Dan. Good to see you. I hope you're well. Yes, the burgers wrapped in lettuce are surprisingly good. You can get them. I can get them at Hardee's. There's a Hardee's right over here. I don't know that I've ever gotten food at that Hardee's because I go to the Arby's that's right over there. There's also, which is great, there's a Subway right by me that I could walk to, but I've never got food there either. Lately, I was trying to save money on food by not eating out as much. And when I get food, fast food, it's usually just that Arby's that's right there. I got ranch dressing. It's a lot of salad, and I like dressing. So, but I sometimes have put too much. Ooh, that sounds good, Wireless. Um, I like eating olives stuffed with garlic and eating with wheat crackers. That sounds good. I'm going to take my vitamin now. Then eat my salad. Take a multivitamin and a vitamin C. This is my one, meal of the day. I usually snack to lose weight. I only need like one meal a day, and I honestly don't get that hungry. I'll have, um, I'll have some nuts later or something like that. And last night I actually had berries and whipped cream, and then I had two cookies, which was bad. So I had a cheat yesterday, but I'm doing the cheats less often so that I'm losing weight better. Okay, there's my salad. Red cucumber. It has cucumber on it, lettuce, tomato. Yeah, it has hamburger on it. And I'm having a salad like this every other day. Carrots. It's baby carrots, and I just throw them on there. Seven watching. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. Took me about, I don't know, 5 minutes to make a salad. I'm so like have a routine on now. I have the lettuce washed, and it's romaine lettuce. And I cut off a section of the cucumber and peel it. That probably takes the longest, and to do the avocado and peel that and stuff. And I put half avocado in the fridge. I think since I already have a comment, I think that my short is doing well. Let's see. Yep. Wait. I don't know. Let's see. Really? Frozen patties? I can't see how many it has. Since it already has a comment, I'm thinking it's doing okay, but it's not. Yeah. 54 views so far on my lunch today. Some of my lettuce is getting brown, just aggravating. Man, you guys, I'm getting full. It usually doesn't happen because I'm usually really hungry when I make a salad. But I guess because I had that burger with bread and everything. Oh, thanks. I know you've prayed over this for some time, and the time is near. If you have peace about taking the trip, go. The Lord is in the midst of any anxiety. Yeah, and I know that, yeah, because he always has been with me, even though I always say the Joyce Meyer thing is like I've lived by that because like I can't stop. I've lived by the do it afraid because I can't stop because of my anxiety because I've had it for a while. I mean, it's gotten better. It's gotten lesser. And that's the way it gets lesser is by facing your fears. So don't let people get in your head. Yeah, and that's what I realized. It was the quickest time I realized it. I'm getting better at realizing quicker. I'm just like before, and looking back at things, because like I said, I listened to Dr. Ramani today, and I like Dr. Ramani, and my ex is a narcissist, and so I've been through all that, and my dad was, and people in my family are. And so I recognize all the stuff and all the times, like in the past, when I've fallen for that BS, the guilt tripping, the gaslighting, and the you don't deserve this. And, all of that's BS. It's all, I won't say it. I'll just say BS. But, all of that is BS, and I don't listen to it anymore. And I've learned, you guys, and I've learned through going through it. And I've learned, and sometimes I talk about the bullying that happened to me, and the guy doing the whole video about me and everything. I've learned so much through that too. And like all of that could have been avoided. If I wasn't away from God, I would have been more discerning and more aware, and I wouldn't have even gotten involved with half of these people, because I look back and I go like, oh my goodness, that was a red flag. That was a red flag. That was a red flag. And I just kept right on going with these people, after red flag, after red flag, after red flag, after red flag. And it's like, but the good thing about looking back at that is that, that's not happening anymore. First couple of red flags, I'm sorry. It's done. Not that I ever say to people like anything, I'll just be like, I'll just fade away. So, yeah. And sometimes it's not even that they're a narcissist, but they're in with a narcissist and go along with all, like sometimes people are what's called flying monkeys, and they go along with what the narcissists say. Sometimes I hate to say this word, but some people are just like they're brown nosers is what they are, and they go along with and they don't want to be put out of because I was put out, I was canceled from the whole, from a whole RV van life community. So, and it's like, whatever, I had seen it though. It was funny because I had seen it and I was just like, I'm going to kind of like fade away and get out of this, not hang around this group of people. They drank a lot, and that just wasn't me. Oh, and it made me look like a never mind. I won't go into that. But anyways, I was leaving and it was kind of like they said, "Oh no, we're kicking you out." I'm like, "Oh, whatever." And then people that I thought would remain my friends anyways even weren't. Yeah. Well, watch stuff and educate yourself, and then you'll get better at recognizing it, Rose. That's what I kept doing, and letting them get in my head. Letting them get in my head and letting them get me upset, and emailing the bully and saying, because I didn't really know him, and I thought that he comes across as a very nice person. And this thing too is like, there are people, and that's why I feel like God gave me this name. Like I didn't even realize the impact of it and the appropriateness of it. But like, I really feel like it was divine. It was that I have the name Redheaded Riding Hood, because beware of wolves. And what do they say? Wolves in sheep's clothing. They seem nice. And so when I realized that the bully, this was before he made the video about me and all that, but he made the video about me because I emailed him and asked him what, I noticed you have me blocked. Like, why do you have me blocked? I would never do that again. I don't, if I hadn't have emailed him or said anything, and then if I had not have befriended his ex-girlfriend, that was a big part of it too. If I had seen the red flags with her, all of that would not have happened. And it was very painful. It was very bad for my mental health, and honestly, just did take me those 7 months when I sat in St. Louis to recover. But I also had things I needed to do, and during that time, I started doing devotions every day. Like, I wasn't traveling around. My YouTube was still steadily growing, slowly, but it was still growing, which was insane. And so I thought, well, I guess this is something that God's still blessing and God still wants me to do. But for a while, it wasn't fun anymore, and I really wanted to quit. So then it got fun. I think it was earlier this year. I was like, oh, YouTube's fun again. Yay. Especially when I got to Denver. That was just really a relief to get out of St. Louis. But so, yeah, I just saw so many red flags, and I did make mistakes in what I did. If I had never emailed him, things would have been fine. And but it was just because, like, hey, I can do this. I can poke the bear and get her to react. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get a reaction out of you. And so I was just like, and then he says that he blocked me because of something I said to this other guy at the meetup, the Michigan meetup. And I was just like, what did I say? I'm racking my brain. What did I say that was offensive and blah, blah, blah. It was because I unjoined this other guy's channel, his memberships. That's where you pay. It's not just where you're sub to him. It's where you pay. And that was nothing to do with this guy. And this guy wasn't even monetized yet and didn't even have, he's like, you don't support guys' channels. And I was just like, what the heck? It was just insane. But I learned a lot from it. So I know my oldest son is a narcissist. I cut off contact with him several years ago, but I don't know about my middle and youngest. I think they are maybe bullies. Yeah, I think a lot of bully. And you know what? It doesn't even, okay, if the things about narcissists are helpful, yeah, it doesn't really matter really what you call it. But chances are they might be. I have a real problem with saying that. I feel like I'll say they have traits. Some of my children have traits, which makes me really sad. And I feel like they're different than my ex. Like I'm pretty much no contact with my ex, and but he can pretend to be a really nice person sometimes. And I ended up I don't think I should have, but I ended up yes, Ronald stayed with my channel, and I really, really appreciate Ronald. I really, really appreciate Anthony, and like the people that stayed with my channel when all that went down. Yeah, I really, really appreciate you, Ronald. Loves her channels in the Philippines. Hey, do I have anybody here to drop links? Loves stayed with my channel, but a lot of people faded away, and then some went away and then came back. But if people were gone a long time, that were moderators, and they're not coming to my channel, and they're hanging out with the people that did all those things to me, I didn't keep them as a moderator. I can't find Loves You's channel. This is annoying. Why is it like that? Oh, no, I know it. It's not YOU. It's Loves You. So yeah, my friend Loves in the Philippines stayed with me. Did you learn how to drop your link yet, Ronald? Yes, it's so heartbreaking, Rose, when your children do that. So some of my daughters, thankfully, my middle daughter only for a time, kind of sided with my oldest. And what's happening in Dallas? Oh goodness, I haven't seen. Yeah, people don't like truth tellers. They're called truth tellers. They talk about that on narcissistic channels, and the truth tellers get ostracized and they get made into scapegoats. Oh, you use speech to chat. Um, yeah, you can learn. So I just dropped Loves You's link. I can. So what did you mean by Dallas? It was something speech to chat, wasn't it, Ronald? It wasn't Dallas, the city of Dallas, was it? Um, daughters, was it daughters? Yeah, my daughters, and I really think my daughters know, and my example to them too was not. I don't want them to cut him off, but at the same time, they shouldn't let him talk them into cutting me off because that's wrong. And I feel like it was his influence that caused my oldest to not invite me to her wedding, and that was so heartbreaking. I was like, I can't believe that. My son and my niece, say to me, "So, are you going to the wedding?" And I was like, no. And I could have gone if I am that person that they're painting me to be, that wants to make a scene, because I considered it because it angered me. I considered going. I could have gone. I was trying to save money though, sitting there in St. Louis, but I could have gone. It's just a 12-hour drive to Georgia. It's not long. Okay, I don't know what this comment is at all. No dogs of Bali. I don't know. Um, Let me open up my live on the YouTube side, because sometimes the StreamYard doesn't show me. doesn't show me the emojis sometimes. So if I go on YouTube, so that I know of, none of my sons, the 3 birthed anyways, they don't have anything to do with the sperm donor father. They figured out what he's like. Yeah, well, mine's more trickier than that. Because yeah, he's a covert type narcissist, and he stayed in their lives. I mean, he wanted me, he wanted me there to do all the work, to do all the work of raising the kids, um, and then oh wow, okay, there was a shooting in Texas. Okay, I don't watch the news because for my mental health, but I need to keep up on things, and I don't. Sometimes I'm behind, and I usually do find out stuff though on I usually do find out stuff uh, on Facebook or YouTube. I usually do find out stuff, but I can't watch too much mental health. I got into this channel, the Pascal Show, and it's like true crime, and he was talking a lot about and I do need to get back into praying because I like to pray about it and the trials going on now of the Idaho 4, and I was getting into that, but it's so sad, and I found like I couldn't watch Pascal like if it was in the evening, if it was before bed. It just affects my mental health too much, and it's just so sad. But my heart just went out to those parents. You send your kids off to college. I've sent 3 off to college, and that just devastated them. I mean, that was horrible. And so I was getting into that, and I even joined the Pascal Show's channel for a time, but then I'm just like, I'm trying to save money, and I can't watch him all the time. I can't be there all the time. So yeah. But I need to, keep up with it minimally and know what's going on in the world. So, oh, is that your dog? Is that your dog, Ronald? Yeah, sometimes it happens that way. When your first ex and I divorced, it was like he divorced my sons also. Yeah. So it was like my oldest 2 were just upset. They were more because they were older, and they thought they wanted the status quo to go on as it was. Mom cooks, mom's going to be at the house, mom's going to be there when we need her, and then dad's around, like dad's for the financial part of it. He supports us some financially. Mom's here at the house in Georgia all the time to feed us physically and support us emotionally. And I think my oldest 2 just got upset, angry, because they wanted that to continue. And I thought that was, and I at first I didn't want divorce. Divorce is bad in the Christian church. It's not good. It's like, like in the Catholic church, it's not ideal, but sometimes it has to be. If someone's being emotionally abusive, and I didn't realize he was actually a narcissist. I mean, even my pastor, told me to read this book on passive aggressive men. Yeah, I don't watch TV. I have news break and I read only what I want to follow. Yeah, I just very much limit it. My other browser, I don't I don't really like it. The other browser, I guess it's the Microsoft browser or something. Yeah, yours were very young. See, mine were grown. Um, my youngest was in high school, and my ex's the big house. They wanted to stay in the big house. It's a nicer house. They didn't want to move in with me, but I stayed in contact with them when I was in the smaller house. So for 2 years that before we divorced, I lived in the house with him when we were separated. And then for 2 years, I moved out of the house. And that's when I feel like my oldest was really mad. But we were still trying. But, and what I didn't realize is about abandonment trauma is that even if your parents didn't really abandon you, like I wasn't really abandoned, but in those times when you felt abandoned, and then my kids have it too. I react when when I feel like I'm being abandoned again. And they react when they felt like they were like I abandoned them. And so I feel like in some ways, uh, it would have been better, but it just would have been so difficult. And because he never let me get a job. If I had tried to get a job, even though he didn't want me to get a job, and start getting, if I would have been able to leave sooner, the kids definitely would have went with me. But see, all hell would have broke loose, you know? And so I always found a way to stay and make it work and try to make it work. And we went for counseling, everything to try to make it work. And I felt like I was doing everything really on my own. I was the one trying to change, to adapt to him and to deal with him. And so it just finally got to be too much. And he would allow the kids to disrespect me. And even though he spanked them and disciplined them, in which I now see it as abuse in some instances, in most instances, the kids, when they were coming up, when they were teenagers, then all of a sudden he wants to be their, but when they get, well, mostly when they went off to college maybe, or whatever, they dogs of man is what I talk about. Oh, I know who you're talking about now. It's good that I totally forgot that. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Well, I progress. I progress to not just, I have a link to my blog where at first I couldn't pray for him. And, I got in trouble because I joked about praying for him. Oh yeah, I'll pray for him to die. And that's why he did the second whole live about me wanting him to die. And then he took it down though. But thankfully took it down. But yeah, the dogs. But yeah, I still have that blog post up. So my blog is Redheaded Riding Hood also. Yeah, so I couldn't pray. I was like, I'm supposed to pray for my enemies, and I said, well, I'll just, I'm just like, I finally do. I pray for him often. In fact, I need to pray more for the dogs because I have not done that lately. So now I progressed. I progressed. I pray for all of them. When he did the second, because like you guys, I was mad. I was mad. It's just like I have to forgive my my children for treating me badly and for not getting invited to the wedding because I was mad because it's not fair, it's not just, it's not right. I'm like, I'm not saying I was a perfect mother. No, 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 I was not, but I was a good mother. Just like uh, the Mother Teresa would say, there's no there's no way to be a perfect mother. I forget exactly how the wording of it. There's no way to be a perfect mother, but there are millions of ways to be a good mother. So I was a good mother. And they know it too. They know it. Yeah. See, mine has a very good job. He's a lot like my dad. Like exactly like it's a clone of my dad. Hey, John. How are you? Oh, I put some a piece of hamburger with. I'm like, what is this in my salad? Oh yeah, I put hamburger in my salad. It was all covered with dressing. And I'm like, what is that? Oh yeah, hamburger. I'm gonna be able to finish my salad after all. I'm at an hour. You guys, I gotta get going here. Gotta get going here. Just chit chatting. Man, I never take that long to eat. But yeah, I'm still gonna read to you from John. Yeah, John, I'm gonna read from John. I'll read in my pink Bible today because that's the one I put over here. And I'll find a poem to read you. We'll do one poem. This is my first meal. I really only need, and especially since I'm losing weight, I'm almost down like 30 pounds. But you guys, it was slowly and then yo-yoing a lot. So from when I left Georgia in 2020, because I weighed 230. Hopefully that is the highest weight I will have ever been. When I lost weight before, I got down to 165 or 175, which was a good weight for me because I'm 5'9". But I gained all the weight back I lost in 2008, but it was very slowly. But as I started eating the sugar more, because the sugar is just I'm addicted to the sugar. I love sweet things. I saved 2 of the fried bananas to have a little, but usually I'll have like my apple as dessert. I'll have a fruit as dessert. I could be stricter and lose weight faster, but I want to do something I'm able to continue doing. So then I would quit gaining it all back. And I gained it all back and then more because of stress, because of the divorce, the depression, the parental alienation, then COVID. So yeah, that's why I got up that high that I hadn't been before. Take your time. No, I have other things to do, so I don't. I don't want to go way over an hour, John. So I will say a poem and read to you from the book of John. I'm in chapter 2. I hope you guys will read along with me if you want. I was going to read it in a different translation. Oh, you know what I could do? I could read it off Bible Gateway. Goodness, you are a itty bitty thing. My sister-in-law was almost as tall as me. She was like, I think 5'8", maybe 5'7.5", 5 something, and she was like at 100 pounds. So you're a itty bitty thing. 107 and 117. Oh, well, so like I said, the Bible Gateway is awesome. If you're on, but you probably can't open 2 things if you're on your phone though. But I'll read to you from Bible Gateway so you can read from a different translation than I read it from before. And like I said, it's a story of Jesus turning the water into wine. But let me say a poem for you too. Oh, maybe I could still find the one on advice. I was still looking for that poem all week. Oh, I can read one that kind of goes along with what I was saying. Here it is. I have one that's called Fear Kept Me Here. I still can't find the advice one. Maybe I'll find it to read to you next week. But yeah, we were talking about this, so I'll read you this one. It's from Red Poems. Red means redeemed, equipped, delivered. Fear kept me here. Why did you stay? I didn't believe I could leave without being disobedient to God. What would I do? How would I care for all these kids? How would I pay for doctor's bills, car insurance? I'd be homeless, carless. Yes, fear kept me here, but I also held on to love and hope, enduring the pain, the shame, and disrespect. Is this love? I thought so for a long time, but I was wrong and so codependent like mom. I needed to be needed, my approval fix. I wanted to be wanted, but at last I wasn't. Come undone. Now it's time to start over again. Run through the rain and pain to gain the crown. I press on, it won't be long. I'll sing to my king his song. That's the end. Here's one I wrote called Bleed. And this started with an interesting quote. This started with a quote by Louis Hemingway that says, there's nothing to writing, you just sit at your typewriter and bleed. It's back when Hemingway wrote. He had a typewriter. I don't even have a typewriter now. I almost bought one when I was in Kansas at this Waumug, Kansas. There was this antique store. They had an IBM typewriter, but they wanted $200 for it. So I was like, no, thank you. You're 5'5", yeah. I'm still. We have an SOS. Emergency. You're spinning out of control. Just want you to know you're spinning. I'm buffering, John, on your end. Am I buffering for anybody else? It might be your computer, John. So do you have emergency come on your phone and that messed up your connection to YouTube maybe? I don't know. I'm sorry about that, John. I'm hoping the rest of you can still hear me. I'm going to read you this poem that's called Bleed and was inspired by an Ernest Hemingway quote and a Matthew Kearney song, You Are the Air I Breathe. You are the song I bleed. So that's where this poem came from, and it's called Bleed. The trick is to have the emotions, but not let them have you. There's nothing new and nothing to writing, Hemingway said. Sit at your keyboard and bleed. He is the song I bleed, Kearney sang. Your blood ran red, Kearney said. Your blood ran red. And I do not think I'm that clever, not ever. It seems the words are dropped to me in my head. At night in my bed, your blood ran red. It flows through me like a bird in flame flowing through my veins, catching fire. You consume me. From your mind to mine, we have the mind of Christ. Ink to pen, pen to page. I don't need to rage, just bleed. The pen is mightier than the sword. I feast on his word. My pen is a sword. His word won't return void. So run. That's it. You can see and hear me. Okay. All right, good. I think it's just on John's end. I'm sorry about that, John. Everything is easier to me on YouTube if you are on a computer and not a phone, but I know some people can't be on a computer for whatever reason, if they don't have one or whatever. I kind of want to let me. I'll go back and forth. I'll read it on the Bible Gateway, but go back and forth to look because I can't see the chat when I'm reading on here. There's the link for Bible Gateway. So they have all these versions. It's just cool, and you can look up any, if you know a verse and you're not sure where it is. That's what I'm doing all the time, and going, where is that verse that says blah 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 blah. And I yeah, some people don't have a computer at all, so that's understandable. So I can give you exactly where I am on Bible Gateway. Okay, so this is the New King James Version, John chapter 2. On the third day, there was a wedding in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Now both Jesus and his disciples were invited to the wedding. And when they ran out of wine, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." Jesus said to her, "Woman, what does your concern have to do with me? My hour has not yet come." I kind of thought it sweet that he said that and expressed that to her, but yet he still did as his mother said. He knew what his mother wanted him to do, and he did it. His mother said to the servants, "Whatever he says to you, do it." Now there were set there 6 water pots of stone, according to the manner of purification for the Jews, containing 20 or 30 gallons apiece. Jesus said to them, "Fill the water pots with water." And they filled them up to the brim. And he said to them, "Draw some out now and take it to the master of the feast." And they took it. When the master of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine, and did not know where it came from, but the servants who had drawn the water knew, the master of the feast called the bridegroom. And he said to him, "Every man at the beginning sets out the good wine, and when the guests have well drunk, then the inferior wine. You have kept the good wine until now." Okay, now I'm going to go over and check the chat because I can't see it. Okay. I can see nobody else came in. Thank you all for staying with me while I read. This beginning of signs Jesus did in Cana of Galilee and manifested his glory, and his disciples believed in him. After this, he went down to Capernaum. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I think I am. He, his mother, his brothers, and his disciples, and they did not stay there many days. Now the Passover, this is interesting what he does next, because he does a very, and they skipped over this part. If you guys watch The Chosen, I think it's very good, The Chosen, but I don't necessarily agree with everything in it. Still, I think it's a lot better done than I watched part of the Bible thing. I got irritated with the one that the lady from Touched by an Angel did. It was another series on the Bible, and it was just wrong. It was completely wrong and not taking in the context of the Bible, and just made the story totally different. They had the story of Abraham and Sarah and Hagar, and they had Hagar being beautiful, more beautiful than Sarah, and that was not the case. Sarah was gorgeous, and for that reason, when Abraham went into Egypt, the Pharaoh took her as one of his to be wives, because Abraham lied and said it was his sister, which was sort of a half truth because they had a different mother because of those practices in the day of having more than one wife. So she was, in a way, his sister, but he took her as a wife. And it was just, I don't think I watched any more of that Bible series because I was disgusted because they made it all like it was a thing, and that wasn't how it was at all. I'm almost positive from reading the Bible that Sarah was more beautiful than Hagar. But that's how I see it. Oh, okay. Yeah, you have storms there. Okay, that's what Wanderlust said. And Wanderlust is gone, so she maybe got disconnected. Yeah, because Wanderlust is in Maryland. So she's over there. Probably not too far from where you are. I don't know. Maryland's not a very big state either. So anyways, so I'm still reading in John. And but so this is something that's more negative, and I don't think it's in The Chosen. Like, anybody tell me if you've watched The Chosen, tell me if I'm wrong, but this is the next part that's so he does something very positive as his first miracle, and then he goes into the temple. Now, the Passover of the Jews was at hand, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem, and he found in the temple those who sold oxen and sheep and doves, and the money changers doing business. When he had made a whip of cords, he drove them all out of the temple with the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money and overturned the tables. And he said to those who sold doves, "Take these things away. Do not make my Father's house a house of merchandise." Then his disciples remembered it was written, "Zeal for your house has eaten me up." So the Jews answered and said to him, "What sign do you show us since you do these things?" Jesus answers and said to them, "Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up." And then the Jews said, "It has taken 46 years to build this temple, and you will raise it up in 3 days?" But he was speaking of the temple of his body. Therefore, when he had risen from the dead, his disciples remembered that he had said this to them, and they believed the scripture and the word which Jesus had said. Now, when he was in Jerusalem at the Passover during the feast, many believed in his name, and when they saw the signs which he did. But Jesus did not commit himself to them, because he knew all men and had no need that anyone should testify of man, for he knew what was in man. The title of this section says Discerner of Hearts. So anyway, so that's a negative thing. Well, what a lot of people will see is negative thing right after he turned the water into wine. And I believe that The Chosen left it out, because The Chosen, I do like that series. I do like it. And I think there is a lot of truth in it. And, it is from the Bible. But I think they kind of veered away from that story, because I don't remember that being in there. And then another thing in The Chosen I saw too, that they paint Jesus in a very, very positive light, and they have Jesus talking to John the Baptist before he gets arrested and then later beheaded. And it sounds like Jesus is kind of reprimanding him. And I'm like, that's not in the Bible. That's not in the Bible. Are they trying to say that it was John's own fault he got beheaded? And I'm like, no, because like all of the disciples were murdered except for John, the Apostle John. See, that's the difference between In chapter 1, we were talking, John was talking about John the Baptist, and the two Johns, those are different Johns. And we have a John here in the chat. And not the third John. First, second, and third John. No. Those are books in the Bible too. But John wrote the book of Revelation. And John of the 12 apostles was the only one who was not martyred and not killed for his faith. And when he was an old man, he was on the island of Pathos writing the book of Revelation. So y'all read the Bible. It's good. It's good for your spiritual health, and you'll be knowledgeable, and you'll know what the heck is going on in the world right now. Yeah, I said that. And I shared a link last Friday. I'll share it again. I want to share a link to a channel and share a link to a video. I'm going to do that again. And then give me any prayer requests, y'all. If you have any new ones. Okie dokie. So there's this channel. It's called Live Simple, Live Free. And they're Christians, and it was formerly called Tiny House Prepper. And they're Christians. The wife does a Bible study. I'm not sure if it's weekly. I've watched one. I'd like to watch more of them. Yes, I'll keep praying for you, Rose. Yes, definitely. And keep checking your mail, because I sent a book out in your prize in the mail, but I sent a priority. So here's the link to the channel. And then if you don't let this, and this video could have really freaked me out, and it did kind of scare me at first, but it's very well done. And I can tell this guy knows his Bible. He's been studying it for years and years and years. He's not a fearmonger, but this is about the banks and stuff that's going on. And this stuff is in the Bible, you guys. So if you feel strong enough, if you feel so led, I'm not fear-mongering, because I'm not for fear-mongering at all. God is going to take care of us. You know, if you're a believer, God is going to take care of you. And God wants to take care of you if you're not a believer. And he told us these things like there's a place in the Bible where Jesus says, I'm telling you these things now so you'll believe. You know, I'm telling you these things now so you'll know. You know, and he says, in the world you'll have tribulation, but be of good cheer, I have overcome the world. So, and here's the link to the video. Okay, you don't have to, but I'm just saying, hopefully it should get there tomorrow if you have mail delivery on Saturday, or if not, Monday. But yeah. But watch this video. Don't let it scare you, though. Let it get you, because I said to him because I joined their Facebook group. They have a Facebook group too. It's a good sized channel. They've been going at it for a while, and him and his son has a cool channel. And I think I found his channel and his son's channel. His son's channel is Empty Hammock. They did this they did this remodel of this house and flipped it and turned it over and sold it. Oh gosh, his son is like attended to detail. They tore out this whole house, and it was beautiful when it was finished. But they're also Christians, and they do his wife does a Bible study, and he's been doing these videos on the last days, and so they're very interesting. And so I said to him, it's not like an easy listening video. I said to him about the video because they posted it in the Facebook group, and I said something like, well, it's not an easy thing to hear, and it kind of, gets me a little anxious, but I want to get back into my Bible and read it again because it's been so long since I read it and studied Revelation and stuff. And it's also, and he said this, and I never looked at it this way, but that in Matthew 24, Jesus is talking to the disciples about the last days. And he said it parallels the part in Revelation that's on that same part. And I want to look at that and compare it. And so back in the day when I started studying my Bible, I had, and when I downsized, I got rid of these things. It was a big old a concordance. But now you can do it all with the Bible Gateway. A concordance where you could find everywhere where the word, you could look up a word, you could look for the word faith and see how many times that's in the Bible, or, love, or, anything like that. And now you can do that all online. And Joyce Meyer talks about this. She's like, back before when I studied mine, she's like, it's so easy now to study your Bible, and you can just put it into Google and you can find out where verses you're looking for. There's other apps too. I just like Bible Gateway, and I've liked that, so I've stuck with it. But there's I think there's YouVersion or something like that. There's other ones, but the one I use is Bible Gateway. Yeah, most places still get mail on Saturday, so hopefully maybe it'll be there tomorrow. Yeah. So I'm going to pray now, and thank you all for being here. I love you all. I'm going to pray. Dear Lord, thank you for all these YouTube friends and followers. Thank you for the ones that popped in. I pray you bless them and be with them, like David and Dan, and please be with Rose and give her wisdom and give her strength to do the things she needs to do, and hopefully be able to fix up a vehicle and get out on the road and be more independent and be free of other families' control and manipulations. Lord, I pray that you would just strengthen her, keep her health well, and help her to follow your leading and be able to travel to see. I pray that you would be with her sister that's battling the cancer, Lord, that you would heal her, that you would give her strength, and that she could hold on, and that maybe Rose could go to see her, Lord, if that be your will, and that she would be able to see other families she wants to visit, and that she wants to, Lord, I relate to being stuck, feeling stuck. I felt stuck in Georgia for so long, Lord, and I felt stuck in St. Louis for the 6 months I was stuck in St. Louis, Lord, and I know how that feels, Lord, but also we just wait on your timing, Lord. Help her to be patient, but help her to be diligent in doing the things you need her to do, so she can move on out of that situation, Lord, and onto a better thing, whatever the plan is you have for her life, Lord. Please continue to heal my friend Lori and to heal Alex, her son who had the attack, Lord. I just pray that you would help him in dealing with that situation and recovering from that situation, Lord. I thank you that Lori was able to travel a little bit recently and go down south to Disney with her daughter, Lord. And we just thank you for your blessings and working in our lives and working through even our difficult situations. Please continue to heal Arnie and his mom, and continue to be with Roy and Becky as they're separated right now, and Becky's working through things in Indiana, Lord. Lord, I pray you help me to remember anybody I have forgotten, Lord, and I pray you bless Ronald, Lord, and I pray for my enemies. I pray for those. I'll pray for those right now, Lord, that have bullied me and hurt me, Lord. Lord, help me to continue to forgive, Lord. It's an ongoing thing. Forgive me for the things I've done wrong against them, Lord. I know I'm not perfect. And help me to forgive them, Lord, and move on. And I pray that you would bless them and their animals and their pets and their doggies and kitties and whatever, Lord. I pray for all of them. I confess, Lord, that I have a bit of jealousy, Lord. Forgive me, Lord. Because the person that was bullying me got monetized, and here I am still waiting on being monetized. And it doesn't seem fair, Lord. But I just pray you continue to bless them and keep me from bitterness and resentment, Lord, and help me to continue to forgive. I pray all these things, and thank you for Timmy Ray. Hi, Timmy Ray. Please bless all those who have lost loved ones, Lord. I pray you continue to comfort Timmy Ray at the loss of his dad, and Crystal's children at the loss of their dad and her husband, Lord. That it's such a hard thing to lose someone, but we know that they're with you, Lord, that they're not in pain anymore, and we thank you for that promise, Lord, that we have, that you came not into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through you might be saved, Lord. You so loved the world that you gave your only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. We thank you for that, Lord. We pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, I'm going to go, you guys. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I have lots of stuff I can do. Getting ready, going to be a week from tomorrow, Saturday night. I'm flying out of Denver to Munich, Germany, and then I have a layover, and then I'm flying into Lisbon, Portugal on the 2nd. So, yeah. Hey, you're still here, Brenda. Wait, you were here earlier, weren't you? Or was that yesterday? Weren't you here earlier? Okay, maybe I'm thinking of yesterday. Oh, I'm glad you made it to pop in. No, I don't. Wait, you were here. Yes, you were here. I see. Yeah, so I'm hoping all of that should work out. Because I just turned in the second survey thing that I was supposed to do a while ago, I guess over a month ago. I didn't know that. I just got my travel insurance, which I was supposed to get a long time ago. So I'm like, I asked the person to contact me. That's one of the leaders on the trip that's over there and gonna like meet us at the airport and stuff. But she hasn't contacted me yet. I redid my WhatsApp app. I've just had when I broke off with all those friends, we had a girls chat WhatsApp group, so that and before that, it was a way I kept in touch with Mohammed too. So like WhatsApp had like a negative connotation because of those two things. And I just like it was off my phone, but I just bye Rose. Yeah, I'm about done anyways. So I just re-entered WhatsApp again and yeah. So love you all. Don't say that no one cares for you because I do and God does too. Don't forget to pray for Red because Red is praying for you. Love you. Bye.